As you can see, this definitely is not my car. This is actually my little computer office studio slash thing. I used to do voiceovers, but at the moment, as you can see back there, it's a bit of in disarray. I actually spent the last hour or so getting it all cleaned up in here. I don't know how or why I let it get so dirty, but I did. I will be putting some TLC back into this because I would like to bring more videos to you like this. At least a few more. Ride alongs aren't going away anytime soon. I have a blast doing them. I just, you know, want to switch it up a little bit so I'm not doing the same thing every single time. Before I get into the topic of this video, I am sponsored by. I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored by Raycon. I really like their headphones, but I'm definitely not sponsored by them. Today, I will put a, what do you call it? I'll put a screenshot right here. I'll show you how hot it got here today. And that was probably the hottest that my car picked up on today. And it was bad. Like, I was so overheated by the time I was done that I had to go run a cold bath and sit in it because just parts of my body weren't cooling down fast enough. Couldn't drink enough water. It was, it just wasn't fun. So I had a mix of Powerade and water to sustain myself. On the positive side, I did make over $210 today in the span of 7 hours. So that's about $29 an hour. Hang on. That's fantastic. And even better is I didn't have to go back out in this heat to try to make the $200. So I think at the moment, what am I up to? I'm up to $750. 750, 760, something like that after 4 days. So the reason why you clicked on this video is because of Instacart putting out their stupid bullshit again. Because I did just a tiny bit of research. I was watching Jen on the Go's video about all this, and I agree with, I'd say I agree with about 99.9% of what she was saying. Instacart treats us like dirt. They haven't addressed the bot situation that is costing shoppers, but we're losing out on a crap ton of money. At least in the bigger cities. I legitimately don't know if the bot situation is happening up in my neck of the woods, Red Bluff and Redding. Definitely not in Red Bluff, but I'm not sure about Redding because they do have a Costco, and I've gotten a few good orders from them, but not the type of batches that people are missing out on. You got $100 batches, $150 batches, stuff you can really make some good chunk of change on. And for somebody like me where I live, one of those batches could easily just make my day and I'd only have to work 2 hours. So obviously, I'd be a little upset over that. But yeah, I got a few notes, and then the latest blog, Instacart, proves again they're just an absolute joke. Their little survey that they took about asking shoppers whether or not they feel that the rating system for Instacart is fair. Seriously saying 75% of shoppers think it's fair? Really? I did a little digging just to see how they got this result. And what it turns out is, let me pull it up. Let's see, it says 75% of shoppers feel that the customer rating system is a fair way for customers to evaluate their experience with their shopper. So right away, I will call bullshit on that. It is not a good way. I mean, it can be a good way, but it's not a good way. So I was curious on how they got this 75% figure. Legitimate curiosity, how and where they come up with this number. So I looked for about, 5 minutes and came up with, where is it? Here we go. Research at Instacart, and the type of user research they do is surveys, video interviews, unmoderated studies where we ask you to record your screen as you complete certain tasks on Instacart, In-person shop-alongs where we accompany shoppers as you pick groceries and complete deliveries. So this is the full spectrum of their research on how they come up with their new updates. Now, how do you get into something like this? What's the time commitment? Our survey usually takes around 5 minutes, and a video interview may take about an hour, depending on blah, blah, blah. Who works on the research team? We have a number of people on the research at Instacart team. At the research at Instacart team. Oh, it's the name. Research at Instacart. Okay. Let's see. But you can generally expect to receive research invitations from research recruiting at instacart.com. This means that they reach out to particular shoppers and ask them to become research subjects, essentially. We don't reach out, they reach out to us. So, say you got a Gen on the Go, you got Gig Life, or anybody like that. More times than not, they're not going to reach out to them. They're going to reach out to the people who, I don't know how to put this lightly, but frankly, just don't know any better. The types that will take every order on DoorDash, will take every order on Instacart, and won't complain about it whatsoever. So right there, the number is skewed. If you want to get a true representation of what we think, you need to ask every single shopper under the Instacart brand. You can't ask just a certain number of people and see what they think, because these are hand-picked people that they're going to ask. Of course they're going to give you something that you're looking for. It's your research team. You're picking out the research subjects. I'm honestly amazed that they didn't pick 100% of people who would agree with them on everything. And then they can say, oh, look at all this. All of our shoppers are so happy. Thankfully, they don't do that. Thankfully, easy for me to say, they try to skew it in just a way where it seems possible and realistic. Now, on the flip side, nothing against Jen on the Go. I absolutely love her channel. And stupid me, I wasn't subscribed until the other day. I don't know how that happened, but I did. She did a survey asking if we believe the rating system was fair. And overwhelmingly, 95% of the shoppers that watch this, said no, it's not fair. Now, the only bad part is, again, we have a select, I don't know if it's a majority, I don't know if it's a minority, but we only have a select amount of shoppers who are taking this survey. We're not asking the people, maybe some older shoppers or some, maybe not younger shoppers, but more the older shoppers. We're not asking their opinion because they just don't watch YouTube maybe. Not saying that it's wrong, but, there could be a little room for improvement on that. And again, not putting down that or anything, because I truly believe her number is correct over Instacart. Every shopper I've talked to have said at one point or another that they don't think that the rating is fair. So, and the thing that really bothers everybody about all this is the fact that ratings are life and death for you, especially now with the newer update where some markets you have a chance at taking an order rather than selecting your own order. So even more so now, the ratings mean more than anything. So me personally, the thing that really burns my ass about the rating system is that there is no protection against a bad customer. You could do everything right. You could reach out and try to ask them about substitutions. And I get it. Some customers just don't care. Just grab something and bring it to the house. Totally fine. But when they don't allow communication, but then get upset when you don't replace something and they mark you down for it, where is the protection against that? Now, all of a sudden, my pay could take a potential hit, and there's nobody on the other side saying, hey, we got you, we'll take care of this. That's not right. If there was protection against that sort of thing. And you know what? You could sit there and say, oh, well, the out of stock ratings don't matter to you, or extreme circumstances don't matter to you, or we take away your lowest rating. Come on. You're telling me that that out of 100 shopping trips, there's only going to be one. Count that. Everybody can count this. One out of 100 shoppers, 1% of the shoppers you deal with is going to be bad. Only 1%. In fact, I could pull something up right now that would say otherwise. That is ridiculous to think that one bad shopper is the only one you're going to deal with. And I do like that they take away the lowest rating out of 100 deliveries. But that's just, it doesn't help, because the 2 4-star ratings that I have, but I can guarantee you that I reached out to them and made sure everything was good before I made the delivery, because that's what I do all the time. Granted, everybody, including myself, a lot, has a bad day, and we just don't want to reach out. We're going to do maybe not the bare minimum, but just not go above and beyond like we should. And sometimes, you know what? You deserve a bad rating for that, because it was just a bad day. Totally get that. In fact, I've had 1 or 2 ratings that I completely deserved, and I did not fight against. I did not bring it up anything with support or anything like that. It was a bad day for me, and I just let it go. You know, it's hard not to get worked up when it comes to your livelihood. When I was with Walmart, obviously every single change benefited the company more than it benefited the associates. They will always put their company interests first, which to a degree, that's how a good business is run. You got to make sure that the business survives, got to make sure the business is profitable. But at the same time, the little guy always gets neglected. The backbone gets neglected. Where is Instacart without their shoppers? And we demand a little bit of transparency, and there's just none. And do you think we're going to get any? Probably not. Do you think DoorDash is going to be more transparent? No. If anything, they're going to be at the least transparent they can be by law. Because since DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber, Instacart, all those companies, since they're listed on the New York Stock Exchange, they've got to be transparent up to a certain point by law. And that's as far as they're going to go. And okay, so I'm going to leave this rant with, the bottom line is, shoppers, delivery drivers, anybody who works in the gig economy is replaceable. And that's just the stone cold fact. Again, it's the same thing at Walmart. You could be the best worker in the world, but once you start screwing up, you're easily replaceable. Because drivers and shoppers are the backbone of the gig economy. But you know what? If you don't like it, you can move on. They can deactivate you for whatever reason. And they say they have an appeal process. Whatever. Just like how you can report fraud on your ratings, but nothing ever changes. I have never heard of one person having their ratings changed from reporting fraud. Let me pull it up real fast on my phone. Just so, because maybe you haven't run into this, and it's entirely possible. So I'm going to pull up my ratings. This is what I mean. I had this reported as a wrong item. This Miller High Life, I believe. As you can see below it, I reported it as fraud. It said it was the wrong item. Now, little backstory behind that. This was not, in fact, not the wrong item, and I even had it in text. The original beer that the customer wanted was out of stock. It happens. She says, "Get me Miller High Life." Absolutely. Whatever. She says, "Get me Miller beer." Okay. Got the beer. I take it to her, and she goes, "This is the wrong beer. I'm going to contact Instacart and get my money back." It's like, okay, well, I'm sorry. And guess what? I got a 1 star because I don't know, maybe she doesn't know her beer. Little things like that are ridiculous. And that took over because my lowest rating at the time was a 4 star. That 1 star took it over, and now it is my lowest rating. So with all that, I'm going to just stop it there. I had a lot more notes of stuff I wanted to go over, but I didn't think I was going to start ranting like that because honestly, it's really frustrating. I absolutely love, let me emphasize this, I absolutely love what I do. Whether I have bad days, good days, hot days, cold days, I fucking love what I do. And I will do anything to ensure that I can provide for my household, my son, and make way better money than I did at my last job. And so far I am, but these little changes, they're going to keep coming. Nothing is going to change until, honestly, I don't know, other than we start standing up to them, or whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, the government starts getting involved, which California already tried. And thankfully, we're still independent contractors. But when it comes to the federal government, that's a whole different ballgame. All right, well, thank you for listening to me rant and rave. I'm currently watching AEW, and I figured I'd spend a little camera time and just get that off my chest, because at the end of the day, Instacart does not give a damn about you, and you are replaceable. So you need to do anything that you can to build up your nest egg, because you just don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So, have a wonderful night. Please like, subscribe this video and channel. Tell your friends about me. Leave comments. You know what? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. I really, genuinely want to know what you think. So with that, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful night. I need to go drink some more water because well, let's see. It's still 106 outside at 8:02 p.m. So, bye.